Okay, so to begin, you're probably really far back because you were turning on your recording software, but now your team's on a 5v6, so it's probably not going to look good for them to start. You see how long it took you to get there from your spawn to where the fight's going on? You could just dash. The fight's going on point right now, and your dash is on an 8-second cooldown. That distance is so long that by the time that even if you do dash that you make it, you'll probably have like 3 seconds left on your cooldown, but you'll at least be with your team. You can't go in, but at least you have 3 seconds where you can build ult charge and maybe get a reflect off or something. You'll at least be there. Compared to say now where you're choosing to save your dash, but now you're not in the fight at all for that entire time. I'm going to play again just so we can see how much time you could have been doing something with your team, but you're just forcing a 5v6. That's a really long time, right? So you're going for the diva right now to poke for ult charge, but you kind of just ignore the Lucio that's right there. Yeah, the Lucio and the Doomfist. From that range, you can get you can probably hit all 3 of your shurikens on either of them, right? If the Lucio is too slippery to hit, the Doomfist has a huge hurt box, right? You could do your right click and dash if you want. That take a large amount of damage, and there's a wall right next to you, so right after that you could just climb, or you could just reflect and jump away because you're right next to your team. Try to if they're gonna be right in your face, you're responding kind, right? You have high burst at this range, and you can make something happen. Instead, you kind of just jumped over both of them, and with Doomfist especially, he can just turn around and punch you and kill you, right? So now you're the farthest up person on your team as Genji, one of the squishes. You've used reflect for, I guess, just to survive. So you have no reflect and you're really far up. So the best thing you can do right now is to dash out. Yeah, you kind of lucked out there. There's nothing. He could have just released his punch once you fell. Yeah, he had a moment to do that. Yeah, in this entire moment here, if that Reaper cared, you had no dash, no reflect. He could have just shot you and killed you. It seems like he just ignored you, or maybe he was reloading. Yeah, so this fight's over and your team won, but keep in mind, what did you personally do this entire time? You poked the tank, and you risked death. And you did, granted, you did a significant amount of damage to Doomfist. That's all you did the whole fight. You did a good amount of damage to Doomfist. So, really, your team just won this fight for you. As Genji, you typically want to poke tanks from off angles using your mobility, and then if you see an opportunity, like for example when Doomfist and Lucio were right in your team's face, you use that to like use a combo like right click dash to do high amount of burst and to finish him off. There you could have. So they're 2 down. There's not. It didn't seem as if anyone else from the enemy team was on point. So you could have saved your dash to turn the corner. so that when Reaper is out of Wraith, you can do that combo, the right click dash, and actually do damage to him. Because as of now, you did get to him, but you didn't do any damage. And he's already running away, so it's not like he can really hurt you. And you have Reflect up. If you Reflect right now, he's probably dead. I mean, he died anyway, whatever. Good attempt. Yeah, you did Reflect. That was a good instinct. From here is Genji, you don't need to, especially because of their comp they're running. The only person who can kill you from longer range is maybe Hanzo, and he's dead right now. So you might as well just go to the right where that small little fence is, where they turn the corner to go to the main. Right from there, from that straight path that they take to go to point, you can just go to that far end and just poke right down the sights. You can see their spawn from there, right? You're a projectile hero. You're not going to kill anyone from here. You're way too far up, and if you do, you'll probably die. So you might as well just poke to finish off getting your sword in a place that's much closer to where your team is. Oh, that was an awful res. Yeah, where you see your team is right now? Right there. You can see the enemy spawn from there. Your projectiles reach. Most people just go straight down anyway, so you can get free ult charge just poking down there. Yeah, this is really far up. I mean, your projectiles reach from all the way back there anyway. So doing it from here is just really unsafe. You aren't like Tracer where you have a lot of mobility. You only have dash. I mean, sorry. You don't have a lot of horizontal mobility. The only move you have that lets you move a very fast distance in a very short amount of time is your dash. Your dash is not going to make you reach your team from his length. If you dash out, you're still in a bad spot, so you're way too far up. You also didn't look behind to see who's in front of you. Like this direction right here, you have no idea who's here. So you have no idea who can just turn around and kill you. I guess they didn't notice, but I mean, if they were more aware, they can hear. The dash noise is very distinct. They could have just turned around and shot you. So they're one down. So here it's debatable whether or not to use your sword. It'd be leaned more on the don't do it side because you have an advantage. But they have a Junkrat and he can burst someone really quickly anyway. So I'd give it to you if you were to use it here, just to confirm the kill on the Mercy and the Junkrat. Now there's effectively 3 down. You have a 3-man advantage. I would say there's no reason to use your sword in this situation. Mercy's now dead. 2 of your teammates died to Junkrat's martyrdom, but you're still like up, what, 2 people? There's only like 2 people left on the enemy team that can do anything, right? And you decide to ult. And so does your Lucio. The odds of you losing this fight without using your ultimates is very small, right? You want to use your ultimates to turn the tide of a battle to your favor. This battle was essentially won already. It was already in your favor. There was no need to ult. And now in the next fight, you're not going to have this tool where you would most likely probably need it a lot more than you did right now. And you didn't even get any value out. You chopped her like twice. She's probably going to die because there's 4 of your teammates right there anyway, so there's no reason to use it. You have 65 health. Every single method of damage that Junkrat can deal to you right now will kill you. The trap will kill you. The bind will kill you, and the bombs will kill you. I guess you're confident that you can reflect them, but Junkrat's he can throw it and blow it up before it reaches you, and you would still die. So I would have I mean, just if you're that low, just get out. There's no need to try and make a risky play, especially when your team already has the point, right? When you have the point in King of the Hill, think of it as if you're on defense in 2CP or payload or something where you want to being risky. There's no point in it, right? You're already winning. You just have to pressure them off the point. There's no need to do things like this. Especially not that you have 65 health, right? No one's even low enough to kill with the dash. You're dead. You have 57 health. You're surrounded by enemies. That was just a bad idea in general. Yeah. Fat shatter though. So again, use your dash to get to the fight faster. You'll probably have it back on cooldown once you reach the fight or really close to it, and you're just minimizing a lot of the time needed to get back to point. Actually, I'm just going to play it again. So you see that, I think 2 people died, someone got rezzed. There's a fight going on that you're not participating in because you chose not to dash. Being in the fight is very important in this game, obviously. Like, your team pretty much won this fight, but you didn't do anything. You were spending more time walking to point than doing anything. All you did there was poke Junkrat. Right here, you can just poke everyone coming up for free. You're respecting Hanzo's arrows, that's good. Nice. Missed the dash, but that was a good right click flick. Now it's pretty much the last fight. You just have to clean up. It makes sense to use your roll here. See, like now the round's over, so it got like, I mean, if you used it before, the fight was won anyway, but I mean, you using it, you lose nothing using it if the game's about to end. Even if you get little value, it's better than nothing. If you use it when the round's over, then you actually use it for no reason, so. I like that you used your mobility to contest someone that probably no one else in your team could, and it worked out. That was pretty good. Right now, you're kind of just dancing, though. There's clearly a fight going on in point, but you're just kind of like just jumping around. I mean, they're all under you, my guy. Oh, that's a fat dash. Try not... Okay. There's a fight going on still. You don't have dash. So that entire time that you're trying to like... You're kind of just looking at the Reaper. You don't really try to attack him for a split second, which is strange. But that entire time, your team is getting killed, potentially, right? Right to your right. See, like, in that time... In that small amount of time, someone in your team died. Maybe you could have made a difference if you were paying attention. And see, the Reaper's coming back anyway, so I mean, yeah, you just might as well just focus on point. And then maybe if you were paying more attention, you could have won that fight, been like the extra variable needed. And then once that Reaper comes back, He could have been the one on his own. It's just funny to see. Yeah, it seems to be like your Ryan did almost all of that, right? So it's a really, really small amount of time. But you shifted after he ulted. I guess it's such a small reaction time needed that I'll give you a break, but... I mean, we saw that they were swinging their hammers around. The Ryan was in that fight the whole time, so we can assume that he has Shatter. So for him to be in a position where he's in yeah, he started to position himself in a place where he could see everyone on the enemy team, right? He's right by one of the doors, and his cone just coincidentally can hit most of the point there. It's not a coincidence, right? He's getting ready to shatter. And he does. You're using your dash now to get out, it's good. So I think you're down 1 right now. Or down 2. So this would be a good place to use your ultimate. Nice. You went for key targets, right? You went for the Mercy and you went for the Baby Diva, so now that Reinhardt's screwed. With Reinhardt in particular, nothing that he does aside from his Fire Strike with the used already can be deflected by you to hurt him. So instead of staying in front of him and reflecting, you can just move backwards, right? Your team right now seems to have more of a control of the point, so you can just walk backwards and keep poking him, or just make him stay out there and focus on the people on point, right? Reinhardt's a very close range character. He's useless when he's out there. You should probably focus on the Reaper, who from that range is a lot more dangerous, and he's going for your team. And your Reflect would actually do something to him, right? If you reflect a meat shot right, he dies. And yeah, the odds of you killing this a little more than half HP Reinhardt in time to help your team with the Reaper was low. So yeah, target priority seems to be kind of off. That was definitely worth it. Taking that risk was worth it. Nice. Is she really gonna res that? I think she was going to. Something I want people to be aware of is, like, for example, look right now. It looks like you're playing a lot better, but it's because there's no pressure, right? The enemy team's just trickling in and they're dying one by one. But the kills that matter in this game are when there's no definitive advantage yet. When it's a 6v6, a 5v5, 4v4, and no ult to use yet. That's when this game, like, that's when power plays mean the most, right? During the poking phase where you as Genji can dash in and kill someone quickly, that means a lot more than these cleanups. These cleanups should just be something standard that any character can do, really, right? Just with an advantage in numbers. But when there's no advantage, that's when it really matters. I'm not trying to talk you down or anything. I just something I want to know. That Junkrat is blind. That was a good deflect. But we know that Junkrat has a passive ability that releases bombs, right? And you kind of just walk into them. I know you can actually deflect them if you're really close to them, but you weren't close enough. And yeah, you die for it. So now you're... I think it's a 6v6 right now. Now would be a good time to use your blade. Nice. They're down 3. You do not need to use your ultimate. He's getting healed by someone. Should probably go for the mercy. There you go. Something that's really easy to do is when Mercy uses her Guardian Angel ability, her trajectory is obvious. She's going towards her teammate. She's going towards Reaper, who's moving in a straight line. She's gonna fly in a straight line. If you use your left click, all three hits are almost guaranteed, right? If you use your right click, you can probably guarantee one. Oh, you missed there. But it's usually one's guaranteed. Why? It'd just be better to use the left click, right? If you know exactly where someone's going to go and you're in from a farther range, just use the move that just goes in a straight line, right? Like right there, yeah, you kind of... That was weird. You paused. You hit him though, which is good. Fight's pretty much... this is the last fight now, right? You're at 99. You're even, I think. Now also would be a good time to use your ultimate. And you're in front of Mercy. Okay. Yeah, since you didn't really use it, I mean, now it's useless. Yeah. But yeah, from what I've seen, it seems like the things you need to work on the most are when to use your ultimate, when to use your abilities for mobility, right? To use your dash to get to point, because that's when you're providing value, and to better target focus. Go for the people. Especially as Genji, your DPS is more inconsistent. The shurikens are kind of hard to land, especially at a lower elo. So if you see your teammates are focusing someone, go for them as well, because then they're going to die a lot faster, and you can dash them and get a more reliably get a kill, and you're going to get the reset so you can start snowballing, right? Go for a teammate, go for enemies that are closer to your team, so you can just, I mean, typically if someone's really close to your team's going to be hitting them. Not the tank that's out in the back, right? So just go for them instead, right? Use your dash as like just like that, a tool to finish people off. Use the reflect when you need it, as like an escape, or as something to, I guess, kill people. But I mean, it needs to be done very carefully. It's a risky move, and I wouldn't suggest someone to do it at this level. For now, the most important thing would be getting better at aiming shurikens, knowing when to dash in, and using your ultimate effectively. Those are the main things that Genji is. Aside of like, this is how, like, forget the flashy plays, forget everything. Building your ultimate and finishing off kills is Genji's main job. If you can do that, it doesn't matter if you get a 6-man with your sword or whatever, that comes later. Just getting good shuriken aim so you can build an ultimate fast and get more kills, securing kills with the dash and more shuriken aim. That's the most important part. And I mean, your aim seems to be decent for your elo. It just seems like you need more practice in decision making. So there you go. Hope it helped.